The Logitech G710 Plus Blue. It's everything the original 710 was, but with blue switches. Now, I plan on this being more of a showcase than a review, but I'll throw in some personal experience for anyone who comes across this and hasn't really decided on a keyboard and would like some first-hand experience in their videos. I've already opened it. It's sitting over there, so there may be some finger smudges on it. But to start off, you can read the box to get a nice little overview. G710 Plus backlight, Cherry MX blue switches, and things like rollover and anti-ghosting. Now, if you don't know what any of these things mean, I'm going to go a little bit more in depth in this showcase to kind of explain what they do in layman's terms. So let's get right to it and jump on over to the keyboard itself. Opening up the inner box presents you with a nice view of the keyboard and instant access to a demo of clickety-clacks that you're about to experience every day for as long as, for as long as you own the keyboard. Underneath the board are the manual and safety pamphlets as one would expect, and once you take the keyboard out, you'll notice the dual-headed USB cord. One of these is for power and data streaming, while the other is for the USB pass-through on the rear of the board. The legs are very sturdy and sit at a pretty comfortable angle, while the attachable palm rest really completes the Keyboard Suite keyboard package deal. Now, this is where things are going to get technical. We'll start off with the Cherry MX blue switches. These are like the less resilient little brother of the MX green switches. That is to say, they're easier to press down. These switches are also tactile, which means that about halfway through the press, you'll feel a little physical bump that can help you register whether or not the press was registered. Cherry Blues have an actuation force of 50 grams, or 1/10 of a pound, and an actuation distance of 2.2 millimeters, or 0.08 of an inch, give or take. The term actuation here is used to describe how much force needs to be applied to move the key and how far it needs to move before it registers the press. These numbers don't sound like much to the average PC user, but to gamers and typists, the forces required to type on a keyboard can really mean a lot in terms of performance from person to person. Another perk of mechanical keys is that they can easily be taken off to clean or replaced altogether with novelty keys or the like. On to the backlight. It's all white, but the WASD and arrow keys don't gotta fight because the rest of the board has a separate dedicated button, so that you can easily discern where to put your movement hand if you ever get confused or thrown off. That said, these LEDs are pretty bright, and that's the end of this segment, alright? The media buttons will allow you to play, pause, stop, or skip backwards and forwards any media that you may have playing right from the keyboard. Doesn't work when you full screen in some games, but you'll learn to love it. Right below that and to the left is the volume control. You can instantly mute with a button or change the volume with a scroll wheel. G keys are Logitech's patented macro keys. On this keyboard specifically, there are 6 reprogrammable G keys that can be mapped to type out text by pressing a single button. You can get to much more complex actions if you open the Logitech gaming software, Lua scripts, mouse macros, etc. There's also a mode to assign macros to active programs and a quick macro key to record macros on the fly. Game mode is turned on with the key next to the MR key. It makes it so the window key doesn't function, preventing any accidental knocks during a gaming session. The 26 key rollover essentially means that as many as 26 keys can be pressed at once, and all of them will be recognized as individual presses as opposed to them all sending the presses through one signal and chancing getting muddled and messed up. This means that any sort of multi-key command has a 99.99% probability of working 100% of the time. In addition to the 26 key rollover, this keyboard has a 110 anti-ghosting keys feature. This means that the keyboard can handle up to 110 simultaneous key presses before it starts to build up ghost keys, or keys that aren't properly registered due to what is essentially a clogged pipe, resulting in key presses not being detected by games or Notepad or what have you. The last little feature of this keyboard is the USB pass-through. The keyboard has a USB slot on the rear that allows you to connect things that you normally sit on your desk or would rather connect at chest level, such as your phone or a gamepad. All things considered, I really enjoyed this keyboard. It's my first mechanical keyboard. I like the backlighting on it. I like the media buttons that it comes with. I like the ability to disable the Windows key. I like the macros. It's just a really comfortable keyboard to use. It's my first mechanical keyboard. I don't know what to say. I don't have other things to base my opinions off of. But I will say, this isn't the keyboard that you saw on the desk. The one on the desk was a keyboard I got from an RMA after this one stopped working for no reason. I hit my desk one day and it stopped working. Didn't even touch the keyboard. To add on to that though, Logitech was really fast in getting it sent out. It messed up. I contacted them the day after and I had the new keyboard 2 or 3 days after that. It was fantastic. I love it. Their customer support was just awesome in getting me that, but I probably just got a fluke here. The one I have has been pretty damn solid so far. So yeah, that's my showcase, my overview, my review, not even a review, of the Logitech G710 Plus Blue. So yeah, see you guys next time.